Hey guys, my name is AR, and today I just want to do a quick talk about 335mm lenses I picked up from my Fuji X-T100 camera. I would love to show you what the lenses look like on the camera, but unfortunately I only have one body to use, and I'm using that to record this video. So I'll just show you guys the lenses, and we'll take it from there. So a couple of weeks ago, I started looking into wanting to get a faster lens. My current arsenal includes the the Fuji kit 18-55 f2.8 to f4 variable zoom. Love this lens. It is image stabilized, so very useful. The next lens I picked up was the Fuji 18mm f2. Just wanted something smaller. Not a fan of the Pancake 27 2.8 just because I'm not too sure about what I can use the 27 for. To me, it's too much. It's too tight to use as like an indoor lens, and too wide to use it as a portrait or all-around lens. So not my cup of tea, but a lot of you guys like using the 27 2.8 Pancake. And then lastly, I also have the Samyang 12mm f2. That's a ridiculously wide lens. I bought it just because I was given a great deal on it I couldn't turn down. I pretty much use it for like indoor shots, for taking pictures for like bedrooms or kitchens, living spaces, and everything else, right? So getting back to the point, look, I was looking for a fast lens, faster than my f2. So I came across an ad on Craigslist that was selling the Neewer 35mm f1.7. So this lens is a manual focus lens made by Neewer, third-party Chinese manufacturer. Lens is pretty sharp. All the photos I've taken with this, I've loved. Shooting it wide open goes up from an f1.7 all the way up to an f22. So this actually is a very versatile lens. Plus, not to mention, it is pretty small. I mean, here is my 18 f2. 35mm 1.7 is about the same size. I mean, that's saying something, right? Yeah. So yes, it's a 35mm, equivalent to an f50mm on the Fuji body, but I love it. It is pretty sharp. Later on, I picked up another lens, another 35mm lens. This is now the Neewer f1.2. So this is a lot wider. It opens up to allowing more light in compared to its 1.7 sibling. But unfortunately, I will not recommend this lens. I do not like this lens at all. It is an f1.2, but at f1.2, your images are ridiculously soft. I've never actually encountered a soft lens until this. And that's saying something, is because I mean I focus peak, I pixel peep, and at f1.2, this is way soft. It felt like, as one of my friends would say, it felt like I smudged Vaseline on my front lens element and took a photo of it for some kind of artistic effect. Now, if you step it down to about f2, f2.8, f4, then yes, the image does get a lot sharper. But at f1.2 wide open, it is soft. On top of that, the focusing mechanism on this lens, and as well its aperture ring, way too soft. The focusing lens, look at that. Look how fast I can make that turn. And then the aperture ring, still soft, but not as soft as or not as loose as the focusing ring. Now, when I compare that back against its 1.7 counterpart, there is a lot more tension, a lot more dampening on the focusing ring, and same thing goes with the aperture ring. Like, I'm just holding by from the lens cap, and then I could actually, unscrew the lens cap, the cap mount on the back. Lens is sharp, it's awesome performer, and it actually has a shorter minimum focusing distance compared to its f1.7 sibling. They both say minimum focusing is at 0.3 meters, which is about 1 foot, but at f1.2 it's slightly over a foot long as the minimum focusing, whereas this is really at about a foot. Alright, last up. I don't know why, but I couldn't help myself. I picked up the Mitakon 35mm f.095 or 0.95. First off the bat, this is a very big lens. Here is the 35 f1.7, and here is the, let's see focus, the 35 1.7 and the 35.95 lens. Let's focus, yeah, focused, cool. Dude, look at that size difference. This lens is about 1.5 times the size of the 1.7 lens. And then another weird thing about this lens is that the aperture ring is actually is reverse positioned from the focusing ring. Typical focusing rings would be right at the front of the lens. In this particular case, the aperture ring is right at the very front of the lens element itself. The focusing ring is closer to the body, where you mount onto the camera. It does also have a 1 foot minimum focusing distance, but on my test, it actually even had a closer focusing distance than the 35 1.7. What can I say about this lens? This thing is heavy. It's heavy. It's front end heavy. You put this in your camera will want to lean forward or kind of like just topple over, right? Other than that, this thing takes ridiculously sharp images. Sure, you have a very narrow depth of field compared to the 1.7 or 1.2, but in all aspects, this lens is ridiculously sharp. I cannot emphasize enough how much I love this lens. But this lens is heavy. So from a day-to-day perspective, I'm more inclined to take the 35 1.7 with me, just because from a weight perspective, this thing feels like almost triple the weight of the 35 1.7 lens. It is that heavy. But if weight didn't bother me or the physical size was okay, then yeah, I would carry this with me all the time. But from a practicality standpoint, what can I toss into my bag, my jacket pocket? The 35 1.7 fits the bill easily. So guys, hopefully that helps. I just want to give you guys like my feedback between the three lenses, just because I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube, and I have not seen these lenses compare against each other, right? So which lens would you recommend? Would I recommend to you? Well, the one I will not recommend to you will be the 35mm f1.2 from Neewer. That one, I bought it for about $90, and it's at f1.2. It's not sharp. It's soft. The focusing ring is too loose. The aperture ring is too loose. It's not worth it, guys. From a budget perspective, the f1.7 lens from Neewer is the one to go for. I got this for about $40 on Craigslist. You could find it for about, up to $80, right? $60-$70 on eBay, maybe even on Amazon, but this is the lens to go for if you're on a budget. And if you just have like stupid amount of extra money, hey, can't go wrong with a Mitakon 35mm f.95. There's a lot of other videos on YouTube, so go check out those other videos. They'll go more in depth about what's good, what's bad about this lens. But I got this for about $350 on Craigslist. It's worth it. Yeah. Alright guys, hope this helps. Talk to you guys later. Bye.